This podcast, along with other fine shows, is proud to be a part of the one and only Throwback Network. Please visit at throwbacknetwork.net. Also, this episode stars Mr. Doug McCoy, courtesy of McCoycast.wordpress.com. This oughta shut him up. He finally gets to co-host. La 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 la. And now, enjoy the show. Wow wow.
Hello, my name is Urbanator, and what you are about to hear is part of a collection of audio journals that I've been working on since 1980. Today is June 30th, 1981, and I plan to tell you what has happened in the past month. I'm going to cover news, technology, music, and movies, and we have a little show and tell for you as well. We have a lot to discuss in 30 minutes or less, and I have a very, 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 the top of the very charts guest with me tonight. His name is Doug McCoy. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Doug McCoy.
Well, I'm not the only. There are several other Doug McCoys out there. In fact, there's another Doug McCoy in my class, and somehow I ended up with his class photos, and he ended up with nothing. So I'm not the only, but I am the one. And I appreciate you having me over today.
How does it feel to finally be here?
Well, it feels good. I mean, now I'm part of the club, you know. I mean, Ferg's been over here. Sean's been over here. You've outsourced the show to guys from Greece, which is not cool at all. We're supposed to buy American, stay American. But, you know, I'll allow bygones to be bygones, and I'll forgive you for all that. And it's good to finally be amongst the in crowd, amongst the elite jet setters. So thank you for having me over.
Sure. Well, we have a lot to discuss in 30 minutes or less, so let's begin.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Zerbinator's 8289 podcast. This is a recorded journal dedicated to the history of the 80s. All music used in the 8289 podcast was written and performed by Manolis and can be found at www.iamManolis.com.
Ladies and gentlemen,
8289.
please take your seats.
Are you ready?
We hope you enjoy the show.
8289.
The show is about to begin. Are you really ready?
Well, again, Doug, it's an honor to have you more than just for the 5 to 10 minutes of talking about Atari. And thanks for coming. Thanks for coming over and hanging out for a whole entire journal. This is important.
Yeah, well, I've been listening to them at, the drugstore and the pizza joint. And, I'm glad to have a full bit. I'm glad that I'm not limited to just the video game of the week, but I can actually spend some time with you. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, normally I start off the show with, what has happened to you, especially now that this summer, and it's 1981. What's been going on with you?
Well, I finally solved the Rubik's Cube.
Did you?
And my mom bought me one. All the kids had one. I was one of the last to get one, as is par for the course. But Mom found one at a garage sale, actually. And I've been messing around with it. I could always solve like one side, but not the entire cube. But I solved it today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think I solved it the right way. But,
What did you do?
Well, if you turn it, like if you take the top row and just turn it like 45 degrees, one of the corners is sticking out, and you push that with your thumb, it'll pop off. And then all the other pieces will come off, and then you just put them back correctly. Some kids like to pull the stickers off, and I tried that too, but you just can't get them back on right. So if you really want to, solve it the right way, you just pop that piece off, and then you fix it, and it's perfect.
And, well, everybody knows if you pull the stickers off and put it back on because they never come out right.
Yeah, they're not level or straight, but it's a little hard when you put it back together. It's hard to get that last piece in. You kind of jam it, but then you've got a solved cube. And so now I can make the cross. Now I can make the little window. Tons of fun. Yeah.
Draw little pictures with it. Well, I just been getting yelled at by camp counselors this week because I went into the campground. We go down to the Tuckahoe Play Camp down here, and I went in, and some kid had stuffed a whole bunch of napkins into the sink, and then turned the water faucets on, and then left trying to flood the place. So I came in at the wrong time, and I admit I was amazed at how this devious work came about. So I kind of studied it a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's what they did. They shoved paper towels into the sink. So I took another paper towel and I just shoved it there to see how much water it would actually stop and fill up. And that's when the counselor came in.
Oh, so you got blamed for someone else's.
I got blamed for the entire
paper
thing.
towel shenanigans.
So they pulled my arm and dragged me all the way up the hill, and I got yelled at by.
That's not the worst thing that could happen to you at 80s camp, because at 80s camp, some very good things can happen to you, or some very bad things can happen to you. Best case scenario is you lose your virginity at 80s summer camp. But the worst case and far more common scenario is that you just get slaughtered by some maniac. So, when you went to camp in the 60s, when you went to camp in the 60s, you used to meet your long lost twin that you never knew you had. But in the 80s, it's either lose your virginity or lose your life. So I think you got off easy.
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
And now we will talk about current events.
Well, Doug, on June 4th, James Earl Ray, the convicted assassin of Martin Luther King, was stabbed 22 times by 4 of his fellow inmates in the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary near Petros, Tennessee. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about this. How long had he been incarcerated?
Oh, gosh, all the way back since he got arrested for assassinating Martin Luther King.
So this was in retaliation for the assassination, then?
Either that, or maybe he called Bubba a wuss.
Yeah, an unkind word, huh? Well,
yeah,
couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
Did he survive?
They don't know yet. He's in the hospital right now.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep our fingers uncrossed.
Yeah, that's right.
On June 17th, the largest submarine ever built, 560-foot-long USS Ohio, began its first sea trials. And I like the name that they gave to it, the Ohio.
I thought you would.
Great name for a submarine. Departed from the shipyards of, is it Groton, Connecticut?
Yep, Groton, Connecticut. That's right down the street.
Yeah, okay, so close to your neighborhood, close to where we are now, before 5 in the morning, built at a cost of $1.2 billion. It is capable of carrying 24 of the Trident missiles, which could each deliver 5 nuclear warheads. So each missile can deliver 5 nuclear warheads?
Yeah.
One missile delivers 5 nuclear warheads? That doesn't make sense to me. But
well, the Trident missiles would be... definitely that. If you took a look at a Trident, you know how it came out.
Oh, okay.
And fell apart.
So it would separate. So one missile would shoot 5 different directions?
Yes.
Wow.
I think so. Not a
Trident, is it? That's a pentadent.
That's a pentadent missile, is what that is. This is all sheerly speculation, not knowledge.
Oh, okay. Well, we also speculate that the sub was immediately shadowed by Soviet surveillance ship Ekvator.
Yep.
Okay.
Ekvator, which
later
appeared in Star Wars. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, just wait until we get a Russian guy on the show that can straighten it out for us. He'll probably be next month. But that was anchored outside of U.S. territorial waters. So immediately, our greatest sub is being shadowed by the Russians. And I think we need Reagan to just start pushing buttons. That's what I think.
That's really going to be the only catalyst to fix this mess. But on June 18th, the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk stealth fighter made its first flight over Groom Lake, which is Area 51 in Nevada.
Oh my good! Was it shooting aliens?
It could have been, or it could have been an alien ship itself. Lockheed, do they really exist? Is that like the Loch Ness? You never know.
Maybe they copied alien technology to create.
That's what I'm thinking.
What does this stealth fighter? I mean, what does that mean?
I wish I knew. It was so stealthy that I couldn't see it or find anything about it. It just means that it's not picked up on radar. It's it flies so fast and high. It can be so high that the radars won't pick them up, and it flies so fast that by the time that the work has been done, that's when you're going to find out something just flew over you.
So it's not invisible like Wonder Woman's jet.
I don't think it's invisible, but I think the shape and the color of it at night makes it invisible.
Okay. Because it's no good, really, to have an invisible jet, particularly when you can see the pilot sitting in the cockpit.
Unless that pilot is Wonder Woman.
Or also invisible.
That would be weird.
Well, on June 27th, the first official league game of paintball was played again close to your neck of the woods, Henniker, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with paintball. I guess it's balls of paint that guys shoot at each other.
Yeah, it is. It's instead of bullets, you're using paint, which is less painful. It's still painful, apparently. A couple months
die.
back, I talked about those. No, you don't die. That's the good news. You do not die. And what it is it's exploding paint pellets that hit you, and depending on the color that was shot. Now, when you use paintballs that are colored dark red, that's when you freak out because you don't know if that's you or the paint. Everybody's got to stop. Hold on, time out, signs go flying up, and you got to check yourself and make sure that that's not just paint or a welt, and that can hurt. Okay,
so they've actually formed a league to play this.
Yeah, and now they're you have championship leagues and gatherings of tons of people and paint just flying like all over the place, hitting trees and walls and.
Well, sounds fun to me. I just hope it doesn't result in somebody going crazy and bringing a real gun into the game.
Oh, that would be ridiculous.
Or it would be a good movie.
And now we will talk about technology.
So I heard about something that's coming out. It's not going to be here for a couple months. Won't be till August. But something has been invented by a company called Microsoft. MS-DOS.
No, I've heard about that. It's not MS-DOS. It's MS-DOS.
Oh.
DOS. It's I don't know if it's Latin or not, meaning two.
Okay.
But it's an operating system.
Yeah, that's like duh in French. Again, I don't know what it is in Greek or Russian. But Mrs. 2 is invented by Microsoft. So this is for computers. I'm not a computer guy. I'm more of an Atari 2600 guy. Is this going to change anything? Does this mean anything?
Yeah, I would think that this would definitely change the gaming industry. Something fierce. I mean, right now you have Tandy systems, the home systems that have, some games in them, but I would think that this would add graphics to the games that are out there right now, like really cool graphics. Before I mentioned a couple months ago about a guy named Bill Gates that was talking about the system to a friend of his who told me it was, I think it was Ferg, who had a friend somewhere who knew Bill Gates and has been working on this MS-DOS thing for a while. That's it, MS-DOS.
MS-DOS.
DOS.
Okay, now, I don't expect we'll hear anything about this anytime soon. I'm going to stick with the Atari 2600.
Yeah, I think you should. I really do. And the Atari home system, too, is supposed to be coming out later, too, right?
I'm just not interested. If it doesn't have cartridges, I like pushing the cartridge in, and that's enough for me.
It's neater.
And now we will talk about music.
Well, Doug, on June 4th, U2 appeared on The Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder. Tom Snyder, again, was annoying, but U2 is an amazing band. I mean, they do some really incredible music. It's sort of a mix between, like, European funk and punk mixed together. It's really hard to explain. There's a lot of clean guitar work, but it's, like, heavy at the same time. You know what I mean?
Are they like edgy or? I mean, I'm kind of scared of some of this European stuff. I mean, you think they're going to scare me?
I think they won't scare you. Are you scared in the way that they might take over and it's not American or what?
No, the Irish will never take over anything. But no, I don't know. There's something about like that European music that's just intimidating to me. Like the Fix and Flock of Seagulls and all of that. There's just kind of this edginess to it that's just kind of disturbing. Are they like that?
Yeah, they get pretty edgy here. It's weird when you think about it. I mean, the Fix, it's a verb. Flock of Seagulls is a combination of animal nature, and then U2 is allowing you to become part of something. So I think U2 would be the best choice out of all three.
Yeah, I agree with that. So hopefully we'll see more from them in the future.
We'll see more. They were known as You as well, and then they just changed it to You Too.
Better choice.
Yeah.
So on June 5th, the TV series Night Flight premiered on the USA Network. Did you see the premiere episode?
Yes, I did. That was a variety of feature music documentaries and the goodies like that. I did, and I thought it was amazing. And it was it's really nice to learn some goodies behind the music that I was watching.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got music videos, but you also got weird little bizarre shorts and commercials and everything. I really loved it. Now, my only problem is like it's Night Flight and the logo they have. So both the name and the logo remind me of my favorite band, Night Ranger, because their little, Night Flight looks like Night Ranger. You got Night in both names, but so that throws me a little bit. Because there was no Night Ranger on the premiere episode, but you do see a bunch of weird stuff, and this is what I like to find on cable TV late at night, so I hope we get more of this.
Well, the thing with Night Flight, the same thing with me. I had problems with it with the name because my favorite president was Jefferson, and then all of a sudden the word flight, and I keep thinking of Jefferson Airplane, so I got confused all together myself.
8289 will be right back after these messages.
Christopher?
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Chris.
Kevin.
Christopher. Let me ask you a question.
Hey, Kevin.
What do you call that show?
We call that their show TupaCast, and we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about movies, we talk about TVs, we might even talk about some books. We talk about life, we talk about anything that comes to mind. It's a lot of fun. We talk about current events, we talk about retro and vintage items, and there's a whole on the pipeline, but we've got at least another 5 or 10 more. So y'all may check out TupaCast. You can find TupaCast at iTunes or ctupa.com/TupaCast. It's a really fun show, and there's even artwork for the show on the blog, so you should check that out too.
You were Skyping out there a little bit. Can you repeat all that?
So yeah, like I have this new podcast. It's called TupaCast, and
For the best art on the web, go to ctupa.com. For the best podcast, go to ctupa.com/TupaCast. TupaCast. Movies, TV, toys, tunes, and life.
And now, back to 8289.
On June 6th, Kerrang! Magazine was published. The very first issue came out with Angus Young from AC/DC on the cover. I love heavy metal, and AC/DC is the heaviest of metal in 1981.
I'm not ready for heavy metal yet. I mean, Night Ranger is more just straight up rock and roll. Well, yeah, but it's not like, Hell's Bells. I mean, that's kind of, again, intimidating. I'm not ready for it. Maybe when I get into college, I'll like that kind of stuff, but I'm just not ready for that right now. But what's the magazine like?
The magazine's great. You get, again, all the behind the scenes from all of the bands. A lot of pictures that you wouldn't see unless they froze themselves in motion on stage. That'd be about the only way that you would see these pictures. And it's really cool because it's you don't get to see Angus Young sweat and jam his knees into the stage like that in real life as you would in this magazine. You can actually see the concussion of the kneecap flowing upward from him dancing across the stage like this. It's awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah.
Well, today, Jerry Lee Lewis is rushed to a hospital in Memphis for emergency surgery. There was a tear in his stomach.
What did he get a tear in his stomach from?
Well, again, I don't know if he was stomping across the stage like Angus, because he does some stomping too. Doesn't he put his heels up on the piano and bounces around? And
he hits the keys with his feet.
So that may be part of the problem there. I don't know, but I hope he makes a full recovery.
He might have leaned into the piano keys as such, and the white ivory might have sliced his stomach open. So I hope he gets better. It's time to go down the U.S. Top 10 singles for week ending June 19th, 1981. Are you ready?
I am always ready.
Well, we're going to be starting off from number 10, and you go ahead and take it, because I always start with my guest, and you are my guest.
Number 10.
Well, it goes like this. Elvira, da-doom, boom. Elvira, da-doom, boom. My heart's on fire. Elvira. That's Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys, MCA Records.
Wow.
Number 9.
Well, coming in at number 9, we have Jessie Girl. Jessie Girl. Where can I find a woman like that? Up in long she's a ray. Rick Springfield, RCA Records.
Number 8.
At number 8, we've got Everywhere Around the World. They're coming to America.
Ow.
America, Neil Diamond, Capitol Records.
I could have sworn that was Neil Diamond. I had to look over at you to make sure it wasn't.
I do a
That
better
was
Sean
great.
Connery.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Wow.
Number 7.
Number 7. You make my dreams come true. I'm waiting for. Daryl Hall and John Oates, RCA Records.
Wonderful, wonderful version of that song.
Number 6.
Number 6. Here I am, the one that you love. Something, something, something day. The one that you love by Air Supply, Arista Records.
I couldn't find my lighter. I was trying to find my lighter.
Number 5.
Number 5. All those years ago, long ago when those years were. George Harrison, Dark Horse Records. I don't know how that goes.
Number 4.
Number
You know how that
4.
goes? Okay.
No, I don't know how that goes. I don't know how the next one goes either, so we'll give it a shot.
Okay, good luck.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to remember how Ghostbusters go, and I can only hear I want a new drug.
What songs are those? I don't know what you're talking
Yes.
about.
So number 4. When your woman's crying and she don't feel good, don't you know? A woman needs love. Now, I don't know how that song goes. A woman needs love just like you do. Ray Parker Jr. and Radio, Arista Records.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Sukiyaki, A Taste of Honey on Capitol Records. And that goes, filled with rainy days, da, 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 the love you'll never know. You took your love away from me. Da, 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 da. And that's all I remember. Sukiyaki, A Taste of Honey from Capitol Records.
Number 2.
Number 2, I have no clue how to do this one. It's something like,
It's all the Beatles songs.
yeah, baby, you can drive my car. Do you want to know a secret? We can work it out. He's a real nowhere man. Stars on 45.
Good
Medley,
job.
Radio Records.
You did better
There
than
were
I
some
did
in here
the
I
last
didn't
week.
know. Is the Beatles' Venus the same as Goddess on a Mountaintop? Is that?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't. You know who would know that? Ferg.
Okay. Yeah.
Ferg is the Beatles king.
I'm not the biggest Beatles guy.
I would be an intermediate Beatle. That would be me, but definitely not a senior. And number 1 again, just like the previous week.
Number 1.
Betty Davis, Eyes, Kim Cards, EMI Records. Here we go.
She got away. She got away. She got it when they were hiding. She got Betty Davis.
Kim
I thought it was more like this. Debbie Dabba, Debbie Dabby Da, Betty Debbie I.
No, that was Debbie Dava by Bobby Boris Pickett. I don't know, but that's close. Debbie.
That was yeah. You ever Eddie Murphy Buckwheat sings?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Debbie Dava by Buckwheat, I think that was. So we're going to go ahead and just pick our top 4 albums released in the past month. Doug and I did go shopping down to the Waxy Maxies, and we decided to do some record shopping, which I haven't done since last month, so I figured, why not? And thanks for coming with me.
Well, we couldn't afford a full 5 because I dropped half our money on Space Invaders there at Aladdin's Castle. But we got 4.
What did you get?
I got a Duran Duran self-titled album. So Duran Duran by Duran Duran. Have you heard this Girls on Film?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I love that. Again, another British band coming to America, but...
Well, they're not as intimidating to me as, maybe U2 is. So I look forward to what they're going to do in the future.
Definitely. That sounds good. Well, during your trip, I was with you. I enjoyed going into the store and looking around. And as I looked, I came across Joe Jackson's Jumpin' Jive album. And it's really good. It's like it's a mix of 1950s rockabilly and 80s music. I mean, it sounds amazing. It's a really good album. I have to let you borrow that.
Is that the one that's got Stepping Out Tonight?
No, that comes out later in life.
Oh, okay.
That's supposed to come out 2 albums from now.
Okay, well, in the future, whenever that song plays on the radio, my car will break down. So
I bet.
The other one that I picked up is, again, self-titled Kim Wilde. So Kim Wilde by Kim Wilde. And she drives me wild, if you know what I'm saying. The Kids in America. Kids in America is a good song, but then she does Keep Me Hanging On, which is a cover. But, Kim Wilde can cover everything. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, I know it. That we're the kids in America. And then you go,
oh.
That's right. Oh, she's amazing. Well, of course, the last album I had to get this month, and you actually sang it during the top 10 there, was "I'm All Out of Love."
Yeah.
But it's I had to buy it. It's an awesome album, Air Supply.
Now,
the one
what
that
other
you
songs are on the one that you? So, Here I Am, the one that you love. That's different than All Out of Love. Those are 2 different songs. Are they both on there?
Yeah, the one that you love is on there. Heart Belongs to Me, The Sweet Dreams is on there. Tonight, a whole bunch of good. Don't Turn Away. There's a bunch of good stuff on there.
Wonderful.
I don't think many of them will get radio play. Maybe the one that you love and Here I Am, I think, are the only 2 that will make radio play because they're just really danceable.
Yeah. But those are good enough.
Without you, I can't be alone because I'm so strange. Yeah, something like that. I forget how the words go, but I love that album.
And now we will talk about movies.
Well, Doug, you and I, on the 12th of June, went out to see films. We were both going there to see History of the World Part 1, and then I noticed that Raiders of the Ark was playing down one way, and down the other way was Clash of the Titans, and you said, you know what, bud, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And whenever you say that, I know you're going to leave me because you go, you know what, bud? And I'm like, what? And then you're gone.
That's my dismissal phrase.
That's right.
how I dismiss people. You know what, bud?
Yeah.
And I don't have to follow that with anything.
I can't even answer. I turn around and you're already walking. You're 20 feet away from me. So how was your movie? What did you think?
Clash of the Titans. I really liked it. It's like a retelling of Greek myths. And I'd heard a lot of these myths in school, but I think the movie was a lot better. So it's directed by Harryhausen. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He did all the stop motion monster movies that we've seen, on TV in years past. And so he directed this one, and there's a giant kraken, and that's stop motion. And there's Medusa, who's like half woman, half snake. And there's giant scorpions, and there's a mechanical owl and a flying horse. There is a little bit of booty in the film as well, a couple of bottom shots, but they're pretty brief. Mostly
I was going to say, are those the flying horse?
Well, beyond the flying horse. The flying horse is, of course, unclothed.
Oh, I thought you said flying horse. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
you said some booty in the... Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But other than, that didn't bother me too much. But, mostly you've got some sword and sorcery shenanigans going on, invisible cloaks, super strong shields, people burned at the stake, hands being chopped off. I loved every minute of it. So highly recommend Clash of the Titans.
I'm glad that you walked off to go see it.
Yeah. How was Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh my gosh. Steven Spielberg can make a movie.
Really?
This is the first time I've ever seen anything by him, and I was just blown away. I mean, I've seen Jaws, but that was not like this. Jaws was like stationary to me. It was water, and that's the element. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's stuff going on all over the world, and I don't even know where to begin. And it was directed by Steven Spielberg. This had Harrison Ford, who was a pretty young actor, and he was pretty good in
Force 10 from Navarone.
He was great in Force 10 from Navarone.
There was Guns of Navarone, which is a classic, and then there was a sequel, Force 10 from Navarone.
He was in Force 10 from Navarone, and he was great in that. Thank you for telling me about that. The music was amazing by John Williams. Mm-hmm. John Williams was big, of course, in doing the music for Star Wars as well.
Right.
And The Empire Strikes Back. And I hear he's also doing Return of the Jedi, which would be great when that comes out. Or Return of the Jedi, I think it's called
Revenge
right
of
now.
the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi. Thank you very much.
Okay, but here's my big question. What's it about? What does the title mean? Because I don't know what that means, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, well,
I don't know what Clash of the Titan means either, but, I saw a flying horse and I was in. What does Raiders of the Lost Ark mean? It just sounds like words to me.
Well, this movie has to do with the fact that there's a missing ark, and it is the ark going back to biblical days.
So Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. And so he's the Ark of the Covenant. That's what they were looking for, which Adolf Hitler believes will make his army invincible. So what's going on is Indiana Jones is fighting a bunch of Nazis trying to get the Ark back, and trying to find the Ark first and protect it so that, the Hitler doesn't get it and ruin the entire planet. So the cool thing about it is that George Lucas also has something to do with this movie too, which I forgot to mention earlier. He helped write it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
And you think it was better than Clash of the Titans?
I haven't seen Clash of the Titans yet, but I do love that type of stop motion animation. And I'm interested in seeing it first. I don't know if it would be better. Yeah, I'd have to say it's better.
Wow.
Just off the
Clash
cuff.
of the Titans was pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know. This one leaves you hanging at the end as if there's going to be more. So I don't know if there's going to be a Clash of the Titans too. Do you think so?
I'm hoping. I'm holding out hope for that.
Well, what I heard was that this movie was one of Lucas's biggest desire to create a modern version of the serials from the 1930s and the 1940s. And this is what he brought to it. And I think he did a great job.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out.
And now we will have a little show and tell.
Well, Doug, it's time for the show and the tell. What do you have to show me?
I have these right here.
Oh my gosh, they're huge.
Yes. I've got a whole sheet of them. They're puffy stickers. We've gotten stickers before. The teacher will put, a star or a smiley face sticker on your paper. But these are puffy stickers. They're like three-dimensional. There's what do you call it? Not mass, but there is like a relief map. That goes up and down. It has they bubble up. There's thickness to them. Yeah, they're cushy. So now some of them have googly eyes, which is even more fun. But the bad thing about these stickers is you stick them on your folder at school, and after a little bit of wear and tear, they actually peel in half. And there's like a little piece of foam or something in between them. That's what gives it its
feels
thickness.
like.
Yeah, so after a while, all you're left with, like I have a ghost puffy sticker right here. All you're left with is like a white shape of a ghost, but that's it.
I got one here. It is.
Yeah,
it's a little mushy.
They make like a little crinkly sound, but I like them. They got shape and mass and texture and googly eyes.
You got a Pac-Man one over here.
Yeah, Pac-Man puffy stickers, ghosts, all kind of puffy stickers. It's awesome.
This is cool, man. Thanks for bringing these over.
Not a problem. What do you got?
8289 will be right back after these messages.
Light bright, turn on the magic of colored lights. Light bright, make a face to glow at night. Smiling friends, shining bright, Make a sign to say goodnight.
Pop in the colored pegs and see Boofer, Ghostbusters, Potato Head Kids, dozens of your favorite characters, or create your own light pictures.
Light bright, turn on the magic of shining lights.
Light Bright from Milton Bradley.
And now, back to 8289.
All right, well, take a look at this. This is pretty big, too. Look at this.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
It's a light bright.
A light bright.
Yeah, check this out. All these little pegs come out. You can put them where you want. Some come with these sheets that I got here.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, you got.
So you put this piece of paper in here because you can see where it has little peg dots on it, and it makes a little picture. And you put it into the machine, and then you pop the pegs in right here, like so. And then you turn it, plug it in, turn it on. Look at that.
Okay, do you have to get them all in before you turn it on? Can you turn it on and then start putting the pegs in?
Oh, yeah, I guess you could. I didn't even think about that.
That's how I do, but you can make a clown, you can make a sailboat.
This one's actually a pumpkin for Halloween, but yeah, you can make a sailboat.
You can make a rooster.
I got the rooster one, the Christmas tree.
That's awesome.
I got the holiday set first because I love the holidays, and then I figured, why bother putting a pumpkin in the window this Halloween when I can just do it this way?
You can just do a light bright pumpkin. Just don't spill those pegs or run out of them.
Dude, there is no way I could ever spill.
Oh no.
Crap. That's a lot of pegs. Can you hand me that one?
Better get the vacuum cleaner.
And now it's time for the video game of the month.
Doug, since you're already here, I figured it'd be easy to contact you for the video game of the month. Would you mind hanging out while you're here to do the video game of the month?
Sure, don't have to do it over the phone. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Or unless you want to go in another room and I'll call you, but...
No, that's okay. We can do it. I mean, here's your system, so show me what you got. Let's plug it in and let's give it a shot.
All right, I got video pinball.
Oh.
What?
Video pinball.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense to me because there's real pinball in the arcade.
Yeah, but this is video pinball, so we don't have to go to the arcade.
But it's like that kid Rob says, there shouldn't be video games like bowling and fishing because you can do that in real life. Video games should be for things you can't do in real life, like shooting aliens and blowing up cars and stuff like that. I've messed around with video pinball a little bit. I mean, it's, you got flippers and the ball goes in there and you flip it and it's like a pinball. It doesn't make much sense to me because it doesn't play very much like pinball. I'd have a lot more fun playing regular pinball, honestly. And I don't even like regular pinball that much. So that's how unfun this game is. It's not even as fun as something that I think is unfun. So it's definitely unfun.
You're not just jealous because I have it?
No, I'm not jealous at all. I've got Space Invaders. I've got Night Driver. I've got Skydiver. I've got things that I guess you could do Skydiver in real life, but I can't. So these are things that you don't get to do in real life. I can play pinball in real life.
Well, but I have all those games too when you come over. But at the same time, this is awesome. You sure you don't want to try it at least?
Yeah, let's try it. Show me how it goes.
Okay, so what you do is you push this button and it makes those two little thingies go up like just like a real pinball game, like when we go down to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, just like a real pinball game when we go down to the 7-Eleven.
You want to go down to 7-Eleven and play pinball?
Let's do it.
Okay.
8289 will be right back after these messages.
At Atari, we stop at nothing to test our game cartridges. Atari Missile Command was tested by General Mayhem.
Love them anti-missile missiles.
Tilt Turner tested Atari Pinball.
Soul and wrist, man.
And Atari Space Invaders was tested by Space Cadet Zip Davis.
Eat gamma rays, you little space devils.
Next up, Circus Atari, Othello, Outlaw, let's go.
When it comes to fun, we make sure Atari games meet the challenge. No other video game company stacks up to Atari.
And now, back to 8289.
Doug, thank you so much for coming over for this journal. I really appreciate it. I hope you can do it again sometime. I don't know what took you so long.
Me neither, but it has been fun, so I hope I can be back.
Definitely. And I want to thank all of those who have listened to this tape. And remember that you can find all of these recordings at the drug fair, the Dart Drug People's Drug on Main Street. Your local library should have them. We've gotten them as far as Greece, and we've gotten them as far as Ohio, I understand. And
yes.
I'm hoping that we'll get some more out there at the Holly Farms restaurant. People say they've been running low. We'll get them back out there again. Sorry, guys. Within the next couple of months, I've been checking out Radio Shack. I've said it before. They finally got them on sale. It's built by Radio Shack, and you're supposed to be able to broadcast onto AM radio. So I hope to have that with a booster so you guys can hear me live here in the 80s. I'll continue to make these journals month to month, though, still on cassette as time goes on, to cover all the news and entertainment that I can find, and I look forward to talking to everybody again. And until then, we shall see you next month, including Doug, because he'll be doing another Atari game with me.
Yep, I'll be there for that, regardless of who is actually here at the house.
Yeah? Oh, good. Don't worry. We'll have you back again to do another one.
All right, I hope so.
All right, buddy. Thank you. And until next time, see you next month.